How I discovered one of many. It's an interesting one because I had just finished a whole year of a group coaching with my coach, Dion Johnson. And I was thinking, what do I want to do? And she had sort of said to me, you'd be a good coach. But at that point, I didn't believe her. So I said, I think it was just after Christmas, if I remember well. And I was sort of mulling through Facebook to look if I was to coach, what sort of coaching organization would I go with? And then I came across Joanne Martin's book, uh, The Myth of the Superwoman. I ordered it. I literally sat in two sittings and read it through. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is what I'm looking for. And immediately sent an email to the office. I would say 2 years before, one of many. I had been a manager who had just done her leadership, the usual leadership that had taught me a lot of things and I appreciated it. But I panicked just 2 months before I finished because I knew a lot of information, but it didn't change how I was showing up. So I knew that I needed an inside job. That's when I reached out to see if my organization could offer professional coaching. And unfortunately, they didn't. So, of course, once you see something, you can't unsee it. So I had to do something about it. So I reached out to a coach. And why I reached out to her at that point, I was curious of two questions. Is I'm not able to show up powerfully. So what about me have I not yet seen? That kept ringing in my head. And more importantly, what was concealing me so that I could get rid of it, obviously. So those were the two questions that were mulling in my head and made me reach out to a coach. And the rest, as I say, is history. Getting to really experiment with the tools to coach ladies and see the beautiful transformation that the certification has equipped me with. Because prior to this, I had finished my leadership training, did the first 3 months and a year of coaching. And I started my own leadership webinars within the organization because I became aware that the imposter feelings, this inability to show up, was not just in me, I was seeing it in my colleagues around. So I created what I'm now calling the Living Leadership Series. So I was delivering this out of my own experience. However, I did not have the tools to take that any further. So I really desperately needed a place where I can learn some more, grow some more, but also have tools that I can actually use on other women in the same situation I was in. So what I'm doing now, so through my journey and one of many, uh, I then really continue to explore myself. That same question, what about me have I not seen? What's standing in the way? And what I found through both one of many, especially the bit where we coach each other as buddies, was there were layers of me. The layer of race, layer of culture, a layer of a different type of femininity from where I come from, layer of religion, layer of where in the family dynamic I sat in. And each one of these layers had actually concealed me. And this was answering my question. And so in my training with one of many, I then have really set myself up as a coach of people with many layers. So I call myself an intersectional coach because so many of the layers through which we live and experience life through conceal parts of us. I'll give you an example. In my culture, if you where I come from succeed over more than a man, you downplay your achievements so that you don't offend. That's culture. That's called respect. But really, when I'm doing that, I'm actually volunteering to reduce my light. And so seeing bits of the culture, I love culture because we all have a culture, but it's picking those things that are concealing the real essence of Figi. So that's an example of one of the four paradigms. Yeah. So I'm an intersectional coach now, coaching women who see the world in the same many paradigms as I do. I would say just do it. Do it for many reasons. The first reason is, I'm talking about multi dimensions of me, but just simple things. We women have learned to work against our bodies. We've learned to push through things. Uh, the cost is way too much. So if you can get onto it, I will say don't even think about it because you'll get so much more. You'll get balance, you'll get connections, you'll get to understand a lot of things. So I would say go for it. Even if you don't intend to coach, I would actually add that just for yourself. It's a fantastic certification program.